Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I am happy to welcome you all for our online learning. Class 8, Subject Chemistry, Unit 4, Matter. In the previous class, we discussed about metals and physical properties of metals. Today, we are going to learn about non-metals. Elements that are generally do not shine. Usually non-metals are not shine. Okay. So, elements that are generally do not shine, neither too hard nor too soft, they are said to be non-metals. Non-metals have a soft nature. It is not too soft or it is not too hard, moderate. Okay. So, elements that generally do not shine and neither too hard or too soft. All gases are non-metals. Very, very important point. Gases, all gases are non-metals. You know very well what are gases which is present in the atmosphere? Hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. These are the some of the gases which is present in the atmosphere. So, all gases are non-metals. And third one, some non-metals are examples: sulfur, carbon, oxygen, etc. So, these are the some of the examples of non-metals: sulfur, carbon and oxygen. See here the picture, this is called sulfur and this is called carbon. Okay. Next one, physical properties of non-metals. Physical property, physical state. The non-metals occurs as solids, liquids or gases at normal room temperature, normal temperature. So, this non-metals occurs in all the three states of matter. What are the three states? Solid state, liquid states or gases. So, it occurs in three different states: solids, liquids and gas. For example, sulfur, phosphorus, these both are the examples of solid non-metals. So, sulfur, phosphorus occurs in solid state, while the bromine occurs in liquid state, and gases like oxygen and nitrogen occurs in gaseous state. So, non-metals exist in three forms, three states of matter. One is solid, liquid and gases. These are the examples of solid, liquid, gases. Okay. The solid non-metal is sulfur and phosphorus, the liquid non-metal is bromine and the gaseous non-metal is oxygen and nitrogen. You know very well, gases, all gases are usually non-metals. Clear? Yes. Second physical property, hardness. Non-metals are generally not hard. In the introduction itself I said, neither too hard nor too soft. Okay. So, non-metals are generally not hard except diamond. So, only one example is there, diamond. Diamond is a non-metal, it is very hard in nature. The diamond is a form of carbon, it is one of the form of carbon. I already said sulfur, carbon, phosphorus, all these are non-metals. So, diamond is a form of carbon, it is hard, except diamond all other non-metals are not hard. Clear? The third one is density. Non-metals are generally soft and have low densities, but they have some exception is diamond. In the previous physical property I said Except diamond, all other non-metals are not hard. Here also the same. The diamond is having the hardest and naturally occurring substance. So exception here, the diamond is hard. The melting point and boiling point. Non-metals have usually low melting point and low boiling point, but in some cases carbon, silicon and boron are examples having the low melting and boiling point. So however, this carbon and silicon and boron are exception. So out of these three, the rest of the non-metals having low melting and low boiling point. Clear? Then tensile strength. Non-metals do not have a tensile strength. However, carbon fiber is a tensile as steel. It can able to produce steel. Then malleability. Usually non-metals are non-malleable. We cannot do anything in non-metal. If we hammered the non-metals, it broken and it gives so many small powder pieces. So if hammered the non-metals, they form a powdery mass. Actually non-metals in solid state are brittle in nature. So non-metals exist in three forms. In the solid state, the non-metals are in brittle in nature. If we hammer the solid state of the non-metal, we cannot do anything. If we hammered means it becomes a powdery mass. Clear? Then ductility. Non-metals are non-ductile. Carbon fiber is highly ductile. Only this carbon fiber is highly ductile. The rest of the non-metals are non-ductile. Then conductivity. Usually non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Non-metals usually not conduct any electric current. So they are a bad conductor of electricity except graphite. Graphite, you know very well, it is also one of the form of carbon. This graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Then sonorous. Sonorous means sound. Non-metals do not produce any sound when it hit. If we hit the metal means it produces some variety of sound. But in the case of non-metals, if we hit, if we push, if you beat means there is no sound at all. Okay. See the comparative study of metals and non-metals. Property, physical state at room temperature. Metals usually solid, very occasionally it is liquid. But in the case of non-metals, non-metals exist in three different states: solid, liquid or gases. Malleability, all metals are good malleable. Example, aluminium. From the aluminium we can use to prepare or made aluminium foils. And then non-metals, they are poor malleability, they are very soft and brittle. Ductility, metals are good ductility, non-metals are poor, usually soft and ductile. Melting point, usually high melting point in case of metal. In boiling point it is low. Boiling point also, metals have high boiling point, non-metals do not have high boiling point, it is low. Density, usually high density in metals, low density in non-metals. Conductivity, metals are good conductor of electricity, but non-metals are very poor conductor of electricity. Usually they are not conduct any electric current. Clear? Then uses of non-metals. So first one is diamond. Diamond, it is a form of carbon, is used for making jewels. We are supposed to use a diamond ring, diamond stud, diamond chain. So diamond is used for making jewels, cutting and grinding equipments. See the picture of diamond. It is very sharp in nature. It is used to cut some other equipments. Sulfur, sulfur is used in the manufacturing gunpowder and also in vulcanization of rubber. The third one, phosphorus is used in the matchsticks and rat poison, etc. Fourth one, nitrogen is used for the manufacturing of ammonia. Fifth one, chlorine is used as a bleaching agent to clean the substance for the sterilization, for the sterilizing water. Then sixth one, hydrogen gas. Hydrogen is used as a rocket fuel, and hydrogen flame is used for cutting and welding purposes as well as a reducing agent. And next topic is metalloids. The elements which exhibits the properties of metal as well as the properties of non-metals, then they are said to be metalloids. Example, boron, silicon, arsenic, germanium, antimony, tellurium and polonium. Children, once again I am repeating: boron, silicon, arsenic, germanium, antimony, tellurium and polonium. These are the examples of metalloids. They have some properties related to metals and some properties related to non-metals. Hence the elements are said to be metalloids. Physical properties of metalloids. Metalloids are all solid at room temperature. So this property is coincides with the metal. So metalloids are solid. Metals are also solid at room temperature. So these two are equally matched. Okay. So they can form alloy. Metalloids can form alloy with other metals. Some metalloids such as silicon and germanium can act as a electrical conductor. Usually metals are only good conductor of electricity, non-metals are poor conductor of electricity. But see here, metalloids such as silicon and germanium acts as the electrical conductor under the specific condition, thus they are called semiconductors. The next one, silicon, for example, appears lustrous. They are not shine, but silicon is shiny. Silicon, for example, appears lustrous but is not malleable or ductile. It is much poorer conductor of heat and electricity than the metal. The fourth one, the physical properties of metalloids tend to be metallic. The physical property tend to be metallic and the chemical property tend to be a non-metallic. Physical property means that is a physical appearance. If you are seeing one element look like a metal, means that is called equally matched with the metal. Usually metalloids are physically matched with the metals, but in chemical properties they tend to be a non-metal. Okay, once again I am repeating, the physical properties of metalloids tend to be a metallic, but the chemical properties tend to be a non-metallic. Clear? Thank you children, we will see in the next class.